running from the past, escaping from the future, and yet you're still not present. The only power fears have over you is the power you give them, through your thoughts and the words that you speak into existence about them. Fears have many ways and shapes and forms to take place in your head, whether it's the fear of change, the fear of success, the fear of failure, the fear of disappointing others, or the fear of not feeling good enough. I feel that that's why I believe that being fearless is hypocritical, to say the least. And the reason I feel that way is we all go through something, or we all have fears. And sometimes the situations can be predictable, or they're a surprise and they're unpredictable. But there's always going to be some kind of uncertainty, challenge, or difficulty that can be fearful. But here's the important thing, as a philosopher, Friedrich Nietzsche once said, when you know your why, you can endure almost anyhow. You see, courage isn't the absence of fear. It's doing that thing that's scary or uncomfortable despite the fear. So embrace the unknown and let the laughter ripple through the corridors of your soul. Because in those moments, fear transforms into a stepping stone that I believe will leave a mark on you forever. A catalyst for growth, wisdom, and self-discovery. And this allows your true self, the dormant part of you that you never realized was there, to rise to the surface. I equate getting to know yourself to a light in the darkness inside of you that brings clarity and enlightenment to you. There's an old African proverb, and it goes like this: if there's no enemy within, the enemy outside can do us no harm. And I believe what this means is, if we face and conquer our internal doubts, our insecurities, and our conflicts, then no obstacles, challenges, or adversaries can harm us. I remember during the COVID-19 lockdown, I started in the ER in 2018 as a patient care technician. And I'm an RN now, but when the first wave hit during the lockdown, and you seen fear hit at the national level and very quickly the international level. And so many well-rounded, experienced nurses were quitting and retiring left and right. And it left a whole generation of new nurses without mentors. But something beautiful came out of that, because suddenly this beauty and bravery that these new next generation of nurses exemplified was just exemplary, to say the least. They showed unity and compassion, and despite COVID, fear, and death, they said, we're not going anywhere. And it was breathtaking and profound to see that and get to witness that firsthand, and then eventually become a part of that profession and a registered nurse myself. And I was honored and privileged to be a part of all of it, despite the ups and downs and the shocks and the just the overall pain that this thing has caused to people worldwide. But a lot of beauty and unity came out of it as well. So it kind of goes both ways. However, it goes back to facing fears, regardless whether you're alone or in a group. And as Lao Tzu, a Chinese philosopher, once said, there is no illusion greater than fear. And I believe what that means is, when you don't work on overcoming your fears and doubts, you get to keep them. As a Canadian self-help writer, Robin Sharma, once said, the fears we don't face become our reality or our limits. So the next step to move towards it is slow progress. Because you want to make slow progress and no progress. And the only way to move through fear is to go through it, not around it. So it means staring down and facing fear in the face and saying, I appreciate the warning, but I'm not going anywhere. And I'm going to take you head on. So I believe that's what a lot of people struggle with, is just identifying what their fears are and just finding out who they are and where their problems lie, and just in incremental steps, little by little, just taking that on. Because if you just get started on finding out where your flaws are, or where your weaknesses lie, or what you're insecure about, where your doubts may lie, well, what part of you is worried about what people think, maybe, or how people are going to react to that fear that you have, or maybe finding out of a fear that you have. So it's all contextual to your own perspective and to yourself, and it's individualistic to everybody. So I believe within the depths of uncertainty lies a spark of resilience, and all of a sudden your fears and the power that you gave them become so small and insignificant because they no longer live rent-free in your head. You've conquered them, you've destroyed them, you've eliminated them. And even though there might be small fragments of it that exist somewhere, either in your head, in your heart, your mind, your soul, your body, your spirit, they don't overwhelm you and they don't take control of you. And that's what it's all about, is taking back power and control over your life, your circumstances, your situation, and your potential, and what you can bring to the table, not just to yourself, but to other people, and to help serve other people. So I believe when you discover who you really are and what you're capable of, hidden strengths, untapped courage, and the capacity to transcend our limitations are all possible. And life whispers in your ear, fear not, you have awakened, and you are more formidable than you realize. So just remember, it's okay to be afraid. It's okay to be scared. Just don't let it stop you or paralyze you. Because to know your true self and to push yourself to the limits of your capabilities, that's where the life that you envision truly lies. Your dreams, your goals, your ambitions, your desires. That's where it all lies, is past that fear. It's the process that makes it sweet, not the destination. So you have to do whatever you have to do to envision the end goal, but also enjoy the process and the destination, and realize that there's going to be some bumps. There's going to be rocky roads ahead. But as long as you have the willpower, the determination, and the spirit to just know that it's going to get worse before it gets better, but that you can do it, there's nothing you can't conquer. So just knowing that you get the toys for yourself of what you're capable of doing, and just taking your fears head on. Because when you take your fears head on, an endless world of possibilities and so much excitement await you. And you get to carry this on to other aspects of your life and maybe other challenges and obstacles that you're facing. So conquering one fear just opens a door to taking on other fears and other challenges that you never thought you had it in you to take on, up until conquering that one thing. And it's step by step, little by little. And I believe nowadays, with what's going on in the world, we have a lot of internal conflicts and external conflicts going on, especially in this day and age. You have the, unfortunately, Israel-Hamas thing going on. You have the Ukraine and Russia thing going on as well. So these are countries at war, and also I feel like there are internal strifes within those countries and factions of people, fighting for resources, supplies, whatever, etc. And then we have the global perspective, that internal conflict that we're all facing, regardless of your age, circumstance, religion, complexion. Anybody of all ages, generations, whether you're Gen Z, whether you're a boomer, whether you're millennial, Gen X, Gen Alpha, we're all trying to find out who we are and what our purpose is, what our identity is, who we are, what's the purpose of our life, and are we good enough to get there? Do we have the talents? Do we have the guts? Do we have the inclination and the skill set to get things done? Just a lot of fears going on, and especially our mental health. We are comparing ourselves to other people, and I think that's another fear. It's just you're comparing your chapter 1 to somebody else's chapter 10. And unbeknownst to you, that person was once on chapter 1 themselves. You just don't see it that way because you're so glamorized and focused on what that person has right now. When you don't realize is they probably worked their tail off to get it. They're just showing you the good moments and the happy moments in their lives. Like through social media, especially social media nowadays. Everyone's only going to show you the good parts. They're not going to show you the struggles, the troubles. Like I'm myself, on Facebook, I would post my achievements not to brag because I barely had anybody but my family, high school friends, probably have like a couple hundred people on there, but just to motivate and inspire people. And that's another thing that I didn't mention in my first video where I got started is it made me feel good to see people that said, man, I resonated with that message or that quote or that paragraph that you posted on Facebook, and it got me thinking I can do this too if I see you doing it, and you really inspired me. And that's the point here, is to just inspire people and get people motivated. So if one person hears this message and can grab nuggets from it and some value, then I feel like I did my job. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like the video, drop a comment down below. Please subscribe. And as always, more up. Thank you.